How to put the CJesim pants on the Mezco 112 King Conan. Now, the tricky thing here is that the boots are glued on. It's not your typical thing where you would think, since it's two parts, it would be just a mushroom peg and there would be like a twist at the boot, but these boots are glued on with a shaped peg that I can actually show you because I did it with this one. So if you really want, you could heat it up and really pry that glue off. But as you can see, it's like a shaped peg. It's not a mushroom peg. So once you've done that, it is now just a tension fit. If you're going to mess around the figure a lot and you're going to swap the pants out and try a bunch of different things, this is probably the best way to do it. That tension fit's not bad. Like it's fairly secure. But if you want something that's a little bit easier on the front end in terms of like not having to deal with getting that glue off, which can be kind of tough, then I have a different option for you. Basically, you're going to need a pair of tweezers and you're going to need a bowl of hot water. And the thing we're going to do is we are going to remove the lower leg from below the knee. So you would think that a figure like this would have like hidden pegs that are pegged into that joint there, but it's actually not. It's just a straight peg down into this leg, and I'll show you in a second. So all you got to do is get a bowl of water like really hot so that you can barely touch it. I microwaved this for like 60 seconds or something, or maybe like 90 seconds. And then you just kind of stick the figure in there for a while and give it like a solid 30 seconds to a minute, and just make sure that water is getting up to that knee there. And it will soften everything up, and it'll make it pretty easy to pop off. So this is probably like 20 seconds. Give it a little bit longer here. And this method, I think, it's a little trickier to install the pants after, but it's not too bad. So pull that out, dry it off a little bit. And then what I do is I hold the knee. So you're holding above that piece there. And I'm going to pull that out like this. See that? And then do it with the other side. So that it pulls out there. So you'd imagine there's like a peg, but it's not. It's just this joint here, just kind of pegs straight down in there. And then it's as simple as just pulling the pants up. But I would say it's probably best to remove some of this stuff first. So I would definitely remove the belt. The belt on his left back hip has pegs. And you just unpeg those. And they actually peg back on pretty easily, so it's not too bad. And from there, you're probably good to go, because I don't think you really need to remove the vest. If you do decide to move the vest, that also has pegs. Sorry about the shadow here, but that has pegs over on this side. And then that vest, if I want to just show you here, that vest unpegs there. And then it's only on one side, so then you slide it up over the head and then off the arm that way. And then I just kind of flip this over this way, his skirt piece. And then the pants slide right on. They fit perfectly. And they just go right up like this. And then you're going to want to hike the pants up well over the knee so that when you pop it on, it doesn't catch. But get those up over the knee. And if these are still hot, you should be all set to just pop these back on. But the thing is, if you want to just pop them on and then just have the pants come down, you can do that. But I like to heat it back up so that this piece is nice and soft. So like the boot, you can get that nice and soft, and then you can use like tweezers and stuff to sort of tuck the pants in. You can kind of lift it up and then tuck the pants in. So I'm just going to show you that as well, which gives it a nice clean look like this, where they're like nicely tucked in. So again, just heat that back up. $20 or so, 30 seconds maybe. Get it nice and soft. At this point, it might almost be better to use a blow dryer, because once you got the pants on, you don't really want to like soak them wet. But let's see if we can do it here. So I'm just kind of drying it off to avoid getting the pants all wet if I can. And then, so that's nice and warm and soft. And then I'll grab this, and then that pops right in like that. Very easy once it's soft like that. So then the task is, while it's still soft, is to try to tuck this in. And it's going to be a little tricky for me to do it on the camera. But like I said, you could just have it sitting down like that, and or you can try to tuck it in. And I can see my pants getting all wet here, but let me see here. But if you want to, you can lift that and tuck, and then sort of, you can kind of get under here, lift that and tuck it under, sort of push it in there, and just kind of work your way around, lifting the boot if you can, and then tucking the pants down in there. And just kind of work your way around that way. It's going to take me a while to do it on camera. I don't want to do it, but you just have to kind of like keep this soft. And this is why having a blow dryer at this point would be good, because then you can just heat it back up without getting the pants all wet. Keep this thing soft, and use your fingernail or some tool or something, lift it up and just sort of tuck in. The trickiest part is in the back here. That needs to be really warm to be able to lift it up, and then tuck that back in, down in that way. So that's the tricky part, is sort of getting this all hot and soft, and lifting the boot and tucking the pants in. I mean, ultimately, you could just go with it not fully tucked in if you wanted, and just kind of have it out there and pose it up and stuff. But that's the method. And then you can just kind of put everything else back on him and fuss around with everything and get it going. And yeah, so the below the knee method, I think, is the one I recommend.